Hello everyone, welcome to Kishwar's Picks Week 16 edition, second to last week of the regular season in this 2016 roller coaster of a year. It was an upsetting year for us Jeff fans. I can't even find words to describe what went on last Saturday night. It was painful to watch as usual. Unfortunately, as a sad Jeff fan that I am, I ended up watching the entire game and just stared at the screen and asked myself, why? What have I done to deserve this? I don't understand how bad can a team be. At least Cleveland Browns sees the Brown fans sees the team play hard every week, whereas us Jeff fans, we're just confused. What the hell is the product that we're putting on the field? How do you let Ndamukong Suh and Cameron Wake flat out rush the passer and sandwich Bryce Petty with no one attempting to block? How does that happen? These are professional athletes. Your assignment is to block as a left tackle, as a right tackle. And you let your young quarterback get pummeled like that? And that's acceptable? On top of that, you have Sheldon Richardson going on Snapchat before the game and saying F this game before kickoff, and that somehow is okay because clearly he was named the captain at coin toss. And Todd Bowles, I want him to come back just because we don't want to be the clown franchise of New York City. I want him to come back for some stability purposes, but this team, I'm not sure what the hell is going on with the Jets. Anyways, enough about a trash team. I went 14-2 last week, which is pretty good. My upset of the week, Colts, came through for me. Colts have been very disappointed this year when I pick them to win, but thankfully they won last week. And as for Falcons, as my luck of the week, worked out very easily. With all that being said, let's jump into Week 16 picks. And the first game we have is the New York Giants traveling to Lincoln Financial Field to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Eagles, 5-9, their season may be lost, but they actually play the Giants very tough. The NFC East rivalry matchups are always going to be a difficult game. The Giants, with that defense, they can go up anywhere, show up anywhere and win. However, their offense needs to start clicking. They can't just continue to score under 20 points and expect to win every game, because when you get into playoffs, you play high-fly offenses like Atlanta, Green Bay. That's not going to work out well for them. So I expect the Giants' offense to do a little damage this game because the Eagles' secondary is depleted. I expect the game to be very close. However, I will pick the Giants to win against the Philadelphia Eagles. Moving on to Saturday's games. Note to everyone, Christmas is Sunday this week, so all games will be on Saturday. There will be 2 games on Christmas Day, but most of the games will be on Saturday night. First game we have, oh my God, right off the bat, New York Jets traveling to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots. The Pats are favored by 16.5. Call me crazy, but I expect the Jets to cover that. The Jets never get blown out by Patriots, at least not in recent history. They actually will keep the game close because that's what they always do. They'll still lose, however, but they might just lose by 10 as opposed to 16.5. This team is depleted, like I said. The Pats, high-flying, they might end up with a 14-2 record and have home field throughout the playoffs, right, in the AFC. Tom Brady will be in the MVP race, although I don't think he should win because he missed the first 4 games. The defense has been playing pretty good lately, and I expect the Patriots to handily beat the Jets, but not by 16.5. Next game, we have the Green Bay Packers taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Now, this is a very interesting game because Packers are up by 6.5. Although it's a divisional rivalry, the Vikings have been playing them tough in the recent years. So I'm going to pick the Packers just because Aaron Rodgers has been in a roll. He actually had me win my fantasy semifinal last week, and now I'm in the finals. Even though he didn't throw a touchdown, that pass to Jordan Nelson to set up the game-winning field goal by Mason Crosby, you can't throw it any better. That man is one of the best players in the league right now, and he has been for the last few years. Minnesota Vikings got Adrian Peterson back. Didn't do much with him last week. The team was started 5-0, and now their season went nowhere. So unfortunately, they're gonna lose. They won't make the playoffs, and Packers will be victorious on Saturday, and which will set up the matchup for NFC North on Week 17 against the Lions. Moving on to, let's see, Washington Redskins and Chicago Bears. What a letdown last night. They should have easily won that game. The Panthers had nothing to play for. The Redskins did not look like a playoff team last night. Josh Norman and all that chirping before the game, didn't find him anywhere. Kirk Cousins usually is really good. I'm not sure what happened last night. The defense is depleted. I'm not sure how much Kirk Cousins can do because he's still not a proven quarterback to me. But taking on the Bears, Matt Barkley just had a decent game against the Packers. So I'm going to actually pick the Redskins to edge this one out because Bears won't be put away so easily. Moving on to Miami Dolphins at Buffalo Bills. The Bills still have slim playoff hopes. The Miami Dolphins will have Matt Moore as a starter again. Matt Moore looked like Dan Marino last week at MetLife Stadium taking on the Jets. Not sure if that's the case when he goes to Orchard Park. Not sure the temperature will be in Buffalo this weekend, but I'm expecting a very cold game. I'm going to pick the Bills to win. It's only because I don't trust Matt Moore against 30 other teams. But when he plays the Jets, he's the best player. Matter of fact, I should have started him in fantasy last week. He had 31 points. Moving on to the next game, and we have the Tennessee Titans coming off their impressive win over the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead. I don't normally pick teams at Arrowhead to win, except last week. I don't even know how they pulled it off. The Tennessee Titans will take on the Jacksonville Jaguars, who just fired their coach finally after 4 years. Gus Bradley needed to go, and he's finally gone. Doug Marrone will be the interim coach for the rest of the season. The Titans will easily win this game, and I'm hoping the Texans will somehow blow this game, although they're starting Tom Savage against the Bengals. I want Tennessee to play the Texans next week to set up the AFC South showdown to advance to the playoffs. I hope Tennessee Titans pulls it up. I think they will blow out the Jaguars. No competition whatsoever. Moving on to San Diego Chargers at Cleveland Browns. No playoff implications here. The Chargers are 5-9. Their season went nowhere. The Browns are on 14. Will soon be 0-15. 0-16 is very likely at this point. The San Diego Chargers kept it close last week against the Oakland Raiders. However, I don't think they'll struggle much against the Browns. They'll blow this team out and win easily on the road. Moving on to Atlanta Falcons at Carolina Panthers. The Falcons coming off a huge win against the 49ers. And the Panthers coming off a Monday night victory, taking on a division rival at home. Might be a close game, but Atlanta's getting Julio Jones back. I expect them to be at full speed again. Come on, Julio, I missed you for the last 2 weeks on my fantasy team, but now I'm in the finals. I need you to come through more than ever. Taylor Gabriel has been a pleasant surprise for the Falcons offense. And Mohamed Sanu, he started off great, but I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if he's on IR, actually. I got to look that up. But Falcons should be able to pull this one out in Carolina. Carolina has nothing to play for. They have a long shot at making the playoffs, but which I doubt. But I don't see this happening. Falcons on the road. Moving on to 4 o'clock games, and the first game we have is the Indianapolis Colts at Oakland Raiders. The Raiders, congratulations, Raider fans. You guys are going to the playoffs after 14 years. This is long overdue. They deserve it. Colts will be playing with everything they've got. They need to win in order to keep their playoff hopes alive. However, in the black hole, with the way Raiders are playing, I don't expect Derek Carr to let down. He's going to beat the Colts handily because the Colts defense is very inconsistent. They showed up last week in Minnesota, but I don't think they'll show up in the black hole, and Raiders will easily win this game. Moving on to Tampa Bay Buccaneers and New Orleans Saints. I'm very impressed with the Bucs keeping it close on Sunday night against the Cowboys. However, I do not think they will struggle much against the Saints. Saints defense is just horrible. Although Drew Brees keeps them in each game every week, I'm not sure how much he can do to keep him alive against Jameis Winston and company. I expect the Bucs to bounce back and keep their playoff wildcard hopes alive. Moving on to St. Louis Cardinals, not baseball. Arizona Cardinals going to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Don't expect another tie. I know the first time they played, it's a very defensive game and they ended up in a tie. It's not going to be the case this time. I think the Seahawks will win fairly easily. The defense, I expect them to have another good game. The Cardinals, I think Carson Palmer will call it quits after the season. What a disappointing year for them. They were expected to go to the Super Bowl, according to many experts, but that season went nowhere. So, unfortunate for them, but Seahawks will easily win this game. Moving on to probably the worst game of the week, the San Francisco 49ers at LA Rams. The Rams, I think, will be able to win this game simply because their opposition is worse than them. The 49ers will probably secure the second pick in the draft. I'm not sure if Chip Kelly comes back. I don't know. I'm not even sure if Kaepernick comes back. But LA Rams have a lot of cleaning up to do. They're in the LA market. They need to be relevant somehow, or else they will lose that fan base real fast. So Rams will win on Sunday. I'm sorry, Saturday. Moving on to Saturday Night Football on the NFL Network, we have the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to the Houston Texans. Tom Savage's first start. I'm very happy that he's getting the start. You guys all know how I feel about Brock Osweiler. The guy was a $72 million waste. I hope he gets cut. This man should be in the precinct of Houston, whatever precincts they use over there. That man is a thief. He robbed the Texans. He needs to pay them back. Tom Savage should be able to have a very good game against the Bengals defense. Bengals, another team that fell off this year with high expectations, they went nowhere. Expect Texans to win at home. Moving on to the Sunday's games, and the 4:30 game we have on Christmas Day it will be Baltimore Ravens and Pittsburgh Steelers. Always a hard-hitting game, always an entertaining game. However, I'm going to go with the Steelers at home. The Ravens coming off a pretty good victory over the Eagles. I don't think they will be able to contain the Steelers' offense on the road, and I expect Le'Veon Bell and the crew to continue their role and beat the Ravens. Moving on to Sunday Night Football on Christmas night, we have the Denver Broncos taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Broncos just fell off as many predicted they would. The Chiefs cannot believe they lost to Tennessee Titans at home. However, I do not expect them to lose back-to-back weeks in Arrowhead Stadium. Yes, to beat the Broncos first in Mile High, and I expect them to sweep them this year. They're going to sweep the Raiders and the Broncos. Pretty impressive on the Chiefs' part. However, even with that 10-4, soon to be 11-4 record, they'll be the 5th seed on the AFC. Pretty unfortunate for them. Moving on to Monday Night Football, we have the Detroit Lions at Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys will probably end up with the number 1 seed in the NFC. Funny, I actually predicted them to finish at 7-9 when Dak Prescott started Week 1, and now they're going to be 14-2 most likely. Unreal, but it's a feel-good story. The Lions couldn't get much done against the Giants last week. I don't expect them to do anything on the road against Dallas. I think Dallas will win this game pretty easily. The lock of the week will be the Green Bay Packers hosting the Vikings, only because Aaron Rodgers on a roll, and I don't see him slowing down. An upset of the week will be, this is going to be a hard one, but I got to pick one anyway, right? So let's see. Why is it so hard? There you go. I'll take the Bucks to beat this Saints, because Saints are favored by 3 points. So here we go. Like, subscribe, comment. See you guys with Week 17 picks next week. Merry Christmas, everyone.